Anyway, but today, man.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Sporty Show. That was quite a bit of fun yesterday. My name's Alex Ashmore. I'm not Sara. I haven't had a haircut. Don't worry. I'm here today with KlintonCod. Clinton, you got a bit excited about Ademola Lookman's goal last night.
Yeah, I think it was a very beautiful goal, and I'm just happy that clip came on because it just reminded me of how beautiful the goal is, and Lookman, boy, oi. But that was a very funny video, though.
That was. We had, goals galore in the in the Champions League last night. Real Madrid winning 3-2 against Atalanta, and a much needed win for Los Blancos. Now, that's not all there is this week on Sporty TV. We've got loads of games coming up for you. We've got, just after this, directly after the Sporty Show, we've got West Brom against Frank Lampard's Coventry City. Friday morning at 10:30, we've got Central Coast Mariners against Adelaide United. And then on Friday evening, we've got Almeria against Mirandes. Moving into Saturday, we've got Western Sydney, Juan Mata's Western Sydney against Brisbane Roar, if you're up at 10:30 in the morning. Saturday lunchtime, the time on there is 12:30 GMT and 1:30 WAT. We have Preston North End against Leeds United. Then moving into the afternoon, we have Newcastle United against Leicester City at St James's Park. And then St Pauli against Werder Bremen at 6 o'clock WAT. And then to finish off your Saturday night, we have Juventus against Venezia. Moving into Sunday, to end the week, we have the Belgian Pro League, Club Brugge against Genk at 1:30 WAT. Then we've got Norwich City, the Canaries against Burnley, Scott Parker's Burnley. And then to finish off the weekend, we've got a La Liga game with Villarreal against Real Betis. Some exciting games there on Sporty TV, Clinton.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. All of the one you just mentioned, they're all exciting, especially the EFL Championship, Norwich City versus Burnley. There's a striker in that game I really want to see. I can't remember his name now, and I will never remember that name.
You're talking about Borja Sainz,
all right,
Spaniard who plays for Norwich City.
Yes.
Now, very quickly, Clinton, I want to just wrap things up on last night's games because we did talk about it a lot yesterday, but just a final nail in the coffin for those games. Wins all around for Liverpool. They beat Girona 1-0. Real Madrid obviously beating Atalanta 3-2. Bayer Leverkusen getting a 90th minute winner against Inter Milan. Aston Villa, your fellow Nigerian, Ross Barkley, getting a late winner for Aston Villa, saving the 3 points for them. PSG finally getting a win. Bayern Munich coming from behind, and Brest just keep going.
Brest always wins, man. Everybody knows that.
There you have it. Clinton, out of last night, I think I know the answer to your question, to this question. What was your highlight from last night?
Well, my highlight from last night was obviously the game between Atalanta and Real Madrid. First of all, it was quite emotional. Emotional in the sense that I wanted Real Madrid to win, but I also wanted Ademola Lookman to win. I don't care about Atalanta, okay? The argument here is Ademola Lookman. But he didn't disappoint me, though. I wanted him to score. He did score. Did he deserve to win? I feel like he deserved to win. Because he didn't win the game, but he was the man of the match. Do you know how crazy that is? People don't understand how crazy it is for a Kylian Mbappe to be on the pitch.
Well,
Rodrigo, wait, I know what you want to say, but he was on the pitch. He was on the pitch, okay? Hang on. You had Kylian Mbappe on the pitch. Let's forget about the duration for now. He was on the pitch. We had Vinicius Jr. on the pitch. You had Bellingham. You had Rodrigo. You had Valverde. And guess who becomes the man of the match? The incoming best African footballer of the year. He lost the game, but he became the man of the match. There's a reason for that. Do you know what the reason for that is? It's because he outperformed everybody. He was the only one person that carried the Atalanta team. He was the one person who tried to make things happen. He was the only one person who scored a goal for Atalanta. He was the only one person who tried to give assists. But there was a guy who was very stupid, called Retegi, who could not use an assist that was coming from the best African footballer. And today, what happens? Atalanta was beaten. Now, if he smashed that one in, that beautiful assist from Ademola Lookman, today we would have been saying, oh, well, they drew the game. And, they just need to wait for the next time they meet themselves again. But Now, listen, I'm happy for Real Madrid. That's very good that they won a team like Atalanta, especially knowing that they've been in a very bad form this season. But with the kind of, the zeal and the kind of effort that Ademola Lookman put into that game, I think he deserved to win.
Yeah. Perhaps Lookman deserved to win, but Atalanta didn't.
No. I'm happy with the fact that you're beginning to understand my language now. Yeah. Could you say? Could you say it again so people hear? Say it again so people hear.
We're just so good.
No, wait. Say it again so they hear because they didn't hear it.
Lookman won, but Atalanta didn't.
Absolutely, man. SOS. That's it, baby.
So, well, it was a good night for Real Madrid. They got the win, 3 important points. They now sit 3 points behind the top 8, which is a big step for Carlo Ancelotti's men. Now, Clinton, apart from the Real Madrid game, Liverpool getting a routine win against Girona, Mohamed Salah with the only penalty, John Duran.
That was a poor game for Liverpool, by the way. For a team that's meant to be the best in the Premier League right now and you're winning with a penalty, I think that was very lame.
But then that's also the cliche is good sides, when they're playing badly, they still win.
No, well, yeah, when they're playing badly, no, you can't say that for Real Madrid, though. No, you can't say it for Real Madrid.
Yes, I wanted to touch on your mate, John Duran.
Yeah.
Hey! All that was.
Okay, guys, let me tell you something about John Duran, okay? You see the way I'm hyping Ademola Lookman. If you guys, those of you who have been watching the Sporty Show, you would understand that even before Duran was only on 2 goals in the Premier League when I started hyping him up. I knew there was something in him. I knew that there was something in this guy that people don't see. And I'm just happy that he's beginning to prove people wrong, to say, okay, you are actually that good. Remember one day we were talking about the best strikers in the Premier League? When I was trying to sneak his name in? For me, I believe that he's top 3. But people didn't believe it. But I'm just happy that the kind of goals he's scoring, you see, John Duran doesn't score normal goals. John Duran scores screamers. He scores the kind of goal that when you see the goal coming, you're like, wait, hang on, who is this mother boy?
Yeah, well saved.
Yeah, I just remember that was on TV.
If you're bored later on tonight, after all the football's finished, and you're wanting some evening viewing, head over to our YouTube to watch Clinton's exclusive interview with Ademola Lookman. Looked ahead to all things, talked about Nigerian food. What was his favourite Nigerian food?
Ademola Lookman said his favorite Nigerian food is, go and find out, the part 3 is out on YouTube, okay?
He didn't say egusi soup.
He didn't say
which is what you wanted him to say.
I wanted him to say egusi. I asked him what's the GOAT of all Nigerian soup. Nigerians in the building, please let me know what you think is the GOAT, the greatest of all time when it comes to Nigerian soup. I believe it's egusi soup. Some people believe it's okra. Ademola Lookman thinks is, go check on that link, okay? I know what you guys want me to do. I'm not going to do it. Go on YouTube, go find Ademola Lookman's interview, chatting to me. And the part 3 is just dropped on YouTube right now. So maybe what I'm going to do is, oh, yes, because I know there are people that want to chop my money. The first person that goes on YouTube, go find out Ademola Lookman's goat soup. No, not goat soup, because goat soup is actually a soup. But the goat of his soups, right? Let me know what it is. The first person to tell me what it is, I might be buying you lunch this weekend, man.
There you have it.
Let me just leave it there.
Don't leave us here, though. Find out, if you've got a phone and you're watching on the laptop. Don't dual screen it. We've just had my favourite comment of the whole season. KlintonCod is a wish.com version of John Duran. What do you make of that?
Wait, say that again?
KlintonCod is a wish.com version of John Duran.
Wish.com. No. I was a real.com before when I was a pro. No. But
actually, no. I'm sorry. I've completely misread the comment.
Hang on.
Street Fighter said Clinton wishes John Duran is Nigerian, but I stand.
Oh no, actually, statement. No. Honestly, I wish it was though. Oh man.
I stand by that statement though. KlintonCod is a wish.com version of John Duran.
Now, honestly, no. Yeah, you are. Yeah. It still goes in. But I can tell you guys for free. I so wish John Duran was Nigerian. Fair enough, he looks like a Nigerian. And do you know what? He looks like an Igbo boy called Ibuka. Guys, go and look at John Duran. Oh, God, this guy looks like an Ibuka. He looks like somebody that speaks Igbo. One Ifuka go yesterday in Aston Villa. Hey, man. No, but I really wish he was Nigerian. He's one of the best strikers I've seen in the Premier League so far, who is underrated. That's the key word, okay? People don't speak about him as much as they speak about the rest of them. Like the way people hype. Maybe it's only because he's not a regular starter, and that's why they don't scream his name out loud. But I feel like he does deserve to be in that conversation of the greatest strikers in the Premier League as we speak. So when you mention the likes of Nicholas Jackson, I can't believe I'm actually putting his name there. It's like, it's
Clip
crazy,
it,
right?
clip it right now.
But when you mention the likes of Nicholas Jackson, you mentioned Haaland. Who else?
Chris Wood, Brian Mbeumo.
Actually, Chris Wood, Brian Mbeumo, right? I would put in John Duran on either my second or the third.
Wow.
On that list. I know what I'm speaking about. See, let me tell you something. I believe that part of my calling in life is to spot talent. Yeah? I should be spotting footballers. I should be I should literally be an agent. Because I have the proper eyes to see footballers. When I see because I was once a footballer, obviously, so I know them when I see them. You know what I mean? Every single person who I've seen, and I know that this person has serious potential, what do they end up doing? They end up literally doing crazy exploits, man. It's crazy, bro. Like, John Duran is the same love I have for Ademola Lookman, the same love I have for Victor Boniface, the same love I have for Victor Osimhen, the same love I have for John Duran.
Well, as that Ghanaian journalist said to Otto Addo, you should be a scout. Moving on to other things, we do have some football tonight. Atletico Madrid 3, Slovan Bratislava 1. We have Sara Pereira at the Riyadh Air Metropolitano. Sara, how's it going?
It's Sara here!
A little slip up from Atleti. They've got back on their feet now, haven't they?
Boys, welcome to the Wanda. Listen, the second half started off with a lot of chaos. Slovan Bratislava were able to get a penalty. They converted it. There was a moment that for them, Alex, where we thought maybe they could turn this around. But within 5 minutes, who else but Antoine Griezmann to retaliate and make it 3-1. I don't think Atleti are letting this one slip.
It's been, well, I think the win that Atletico Madrid needed, we were talking about this earlier, if there was one team that Slovan Bratislava were hoping to play and perhaps could get a win, it was Atleti, but Atleti seem to be handling the business at the moment, moving up to 9th if they do hold on to this win. Now, Sara, Atleti in the league, they're sort of, putting the pressure on Barcelona. Do you think they can go quite far this season in the Champions League?
Listen, and maybe in the Champions League, I think I would favor them more in the Champions League than La Liga. We know what the Wanda is like. The fans are loud, and we know what tournament-style football can do to a team, and they seem to favor that more than the consistency of playing week in and week out in La Liga. I think they could potentially go the distance in the Champions League. When I say that, I'm talking quarterfinals. And let's see who they could draw there. Semis, maybe a bit of a stretch when you have the likes of Barcelona, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, and we obviously can't forget Real Madrid.
Sara, first of all, I just want to say something good about your heart. It actually looks good. I think you should wear it on the show, maybe tomorrow or something. Just... now, talk to me about this game. Who's the most impressive player so far for you for Atletico Madrid?
Who do you think? Antoine Griezmann.
Wow,
2 goals again this evening.
Ooh.
2 goals again, yes, last weekend. He is on fire. Everything goes through Griezmann. He is so important to this team. You wonder where Atletico would be if Griezmann wasn't on the pitch. Because I don't think they'd be winning these Champions League games, and I don't think they would be 3rd place in La Liga.
And you don't think Alvarez is pretty much on that equal level that you've just put Griezmann on?
Not quite yet. He is doing amazing considering he's just come into this team, but Griezmann holds something so special to Atleti. He is really the metronome of this team.
What about Conor Gallagher? How's this performance this evening? I've not really put my eyes on the game so far, but is he on the pitch?
Conor Gallagher is on the bench.
Oh man, jeez, all these English boys, man. This is what, listen, why is he on the bench? Like in this kind of game, I want to see him, shining as, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do too.
Come on, man.
Before we let Sara go, I'm going to give you one chance to perhaps wind her up about Borussia Dortmund, Barcelona tonight. Anything you want to say about that game?
I mean, there's nobody who's the best to speak to when it comes to this game apart from Sara. Sara, right? What's your expectation for Barcelona Dortmund today? What do you think will be happening on that one? I understand that. I know the first name you're going to mention. But please, I want to give you a challenge. Can you talk to me without mentioning that one name? Is it possible?
Okay, I will try my best. Yeah, I saw the lineup. I'm really happy that Dani Olmo Oh, there's a chance for Atletico here. Hold on, boys.
Okay.
Ah,
What
they
happened?
missed it. The keeper got a touch on the ball there. It was a one-on-one breakaway, and he was able to just keep it out
Ooh,
of the
I just
net.
saw
But
it
it's
as
chance
well.
for Atleti there. There you go.
Yep.
Barca tonight, I'm really happy that Dani Olmo is starting. I think that that's super important for Barca. He's super attacking. We know he can score alongside Rafinha, alongside Lewandowski, maybe alongside somebody else. I'm not allowed to say. But he's getting the start over Gavi with Casado and Pedri. And I really like that middle for Barca. I'm confident. I'm feeling good. Dortmund might be their toughest match so far, tougher than Real Madrid, tougher than Bayern Munich, because Signal Iduna is such a fortress in the world of football.
What's the scoreline prediction for that one?
Sorry?
What's your, you know what, let me do you sign language. Sign language.
I can't see you. Did you ask me what the score is going to be? Hey,
Yeah.
guys, heads up. We got Conor Gallagher coming into the game right now. Alexander Furlong, and it looks like Weekending.
Okay. I mean, I literally,
So
I have
watch
to
out
send
for
a
your
text
English
to.
boy.
So yeah, I know. I have to send a text quickly for them to bring in Conor Gallagher, and I'm happy they did it right whilst we're still on screen. You know.
KlintonCod, he worked very fast.
Come on, man. It's very quick. What's your scoreline prediction for that for the Barcelona Dortmund this evening?
Barcelona, Dortmund, I go 3-1 Barcelona.
Wow.
3-1 Barcelona. And who are your goal scorers then?
Rafinha,
Yeah.
Lewandowski,
Yeah. Okay.
Pedri.
Pedri. Wow. He didn't mention that. She didn't mention that name. You know. Okay.
She's
But
not
do you
allowed
think
to. She's not allowed to.
I
Okay.
changed the last one to Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo.
Danny Olmo? But do you
I'm
think
not
that other
allowed
guy?
to say this name.
Yeah. Okay. But do you think that other guy who you are not allowed to say his name is capable of making any assists this evening?
I think he might make all three, Clinton.
Wow. God damn, man.
Well, thank you, Sara. We'll catch back up with you later, hopefully with some players in the mix zone after the game. But enjoy the game, and well, Atleti seem to be holding on for a win. Clinton, we're going to have a look at these lineups for Dortmund and Barcelona. Now, it's been, I think, a topsy-turvy start to life in the league for Borussia Dortmund under Nuri Sahin. Barcelona completely the opposite story, storming La Liga, but falling off a little bit recently. We'll go through the lineups first. So Barcelona in goal, Iñaki Peña, right back, Jules Koundé with Pau Cubarsí and Inigo Martinez at the back with Alejandro Balde. In the midfield, Pedri, Marc Casado, Lamine Yamal, who I think that was the name that Sara was trying to avoid, Dani Olmo and Rafinha with the captain's armband, and Robert Lewandowski up front. And now for Borussia Dortmund, Kobel in goal, Ryerson at right back, Emre Can and Schlotterbeck at the centre-back positions with Benson Baini at the left-back position, and then Sabitzer, Mecca, Duranville in the midfield with Giovanni Reina on the right, Guirassy in the middle, and Jamie Gittens on the left-hand side. Clinton, looking at those teams and having watched Borussia Dortmund and Barcelona this season, how do you see this one going?
To be honest, the fact is when you look at Barcelona, we see how solid they are. Especially with how much Rafinha seems to be doing this season. Now, Robert Lewandowski, on the other hand, I think head-to-head, you could easily say this one is going the Barcelona way. It's pretty much very. I don't think there's too much words into this one. However, this is the Champions League again. A lot of things are capable of happening. We know that you can't just feel like, okay, this team, they've been very good in their league, but Champions League is a whole different ballgame, right? Dortmund isn't a very small team. A lot of big players have literally come through that club, and they've lost a few games when they face top teams. But we just personally, on paper, I'll give it to Barcelona, right? But I'm still one of those guys that would say, listen, anything can still happen. Robert Lewandowski, very dangerous, any opportunity. He's not one of those strikers that you would say he misses a lot of chances. If he has 6 opportunities, he's probably scoring 4.5 of them. And that half is basically them going to VAR and confirming that it's definitely a goal. So, his conversion rate is crazy. Rafinha also, he's not just a winger, but he's also a crazy scorer. Like, Rafinha is doing as much as Ademola Lookman at this point in time. So, right now, if you even ask me Ademola Lookman versus Rafinha, that's a very crazy convo we're going to get into. I don't know who would be getting into the first 11 if you put them 2 players together, in the same team. But Rafinha is currently on a whole roll. It's time for Brazil. It's time for, playing for Barcelona, and this is probably one of his best seasons he's ever experienced. Then you now talk about Lamine Yamal. Jesus Christ. Now, listen, sorry guys, I know I said that I don't know who's going to take this one, but listen, I know it's Barcelona. I know somebody's speaking on the comment section. I think Markinde was saying that they were going to lose in flying colours. But
well, I think Markinde may have won your lunch prize. He said that Lukman's favourite Nigerian food is efforiro.
Thank God. I like the fact that you said may have, because when I was even saying it, I said I may just. Yeah. In English, you're obviously an Englishman. You know the meaning of may.
Yeah. It's so a possibility. It's not confirmed.
You see, today it's like when we're on the show together. Yeah, you there's a vibe. You are already understanding. Where I'm coming from. But no, he might. But come on now, this Markinde is just looking for every possible way to chop my money. You go chop my money.
We also have had Young Thug saying the same thing as well as John Arome. So
you know what?
I will
tell these guys. No, if you want to actually chop my lunch money for this weekend, you have to tell me the minute and the second where that is in the video you watched. Because I know these guys, they've probably just gone to Twitter and search Demola's Lukman favorite food from Sporty TV. Oh man, you need to go tell me. You need to go show me. Give me evidence. Come, we are Nigerians, man. We'll go to court, and you have to prove why you believe that his favorite soup is efforiro. And some of them are just typing efforiro. Let me even see if they even got this spelling. All of them, okay, well, they got it right though, but still. But yeah, Barcelona is.
Back to Barcelona. It's usually the case, well, not always, but sometimes where a team has such a strong home form. Borussia Dortmund dropping points for the first time in the season against Bayern Munich the other weekend. They're unbeaten at home, but they do find it a little bit difficult against Spanish opposition, especially against Barcelona. They haven't won in 4 against the Catalan side. And Barcelona as well have scored 37 goals in 13 away games this season. How, if you're Nuri Sahin, you're in that Borussia Dortmund locker room, how are you setting up your side to try and get a win against Barcelona today?
First thing I'll say to them is break Lamine Yamal's leg. Like, break Rafinha. Like, yo, if you see Lewandowski coming, just headbutt him. Just do something. Listen, because at the end of the day, what do you want to tell them? These are all fast players. Look at Lamine Yamal. This guy is... Where do you want to start racing Lamine Yamal? Or is it Rafinha? Or is it Lewandowski when he's in front of goal? What do you want to say to them? The best thing you want to say to them is, yo, listen, we are facing a very serious team right now, yeah? I want you guys to give me your A games. There's nothing I'm going to change. Obviously, defend as if you're defending your family who are about to be slaughtered from being kidnapped or something, right? Sorry, guys. You guys know that my examples are always very extreme. That's how my brain works these days. But it's pretty much very obvious. The better side to win today is Barcelona. But if I was the Dortmund coach, it's that simple. You take this game seriously, okay? They should just feel free. Sam, I keep saying Sam Adeyemi. God, Karim Adeyemi. Karim, he's probably one of the fastest players on earth. Like, I think Karim is probably the fastest player who's going to be on that pitch today, right? Take advantage of your fastness. Take the ball. Go through the defense, Take shots, Listen, even the Barcelona keeper is not that strong, yeah? They bought a goalkeeper who we've not seen to this point, somebody who retired, he came back. So it's to tell you that they still have some kind of weak points. They try or something. Look at what Ademola Lookman did yesterday. In as much as we felt like Courtois was was the best goalkeeper, and it's very difficult to beat him. I don't know if you saw an interview that they did yesterday post-match, with what's his name? I can't remember the name now. And they were asking Ademola Lookman, what did you think? How did you think you were going to beat Courtois, knowing how good he is and how tall he is? And he literally said it, and we said it on the show even before I watched that interview. He said, first of all, understand that this guy is very tall. This guy is very good in his job, but you need to find that angle and make sure there is speed. It's as simple as that. You understand? So for me, I think it's try to take your opportunities when it matters. If you have the speed, use it at the same time.
Yeah. Well, Karim Adeyemi back to fitness tonight, and, well, he should be coming off the bench. So hopefully see some Karim Adeyemi tonight. Now, Dortmund at Signal Iduna Park, have been very strong this season. And Barcelona, we know how good they are. We've seen them drop off a little bit recently. But I think that is the highlight of tonight. Now, Clinton, looking at this game, I'm going to ask you for a score prediction. But first, I want you to tell me, for each team in that starting 11, without naming that player that you're not allowed to name, who are the 2 danger men for either side? in that starting 11?
Without mentioning the name, but could I mention the position?
No, you can't mention the position or the name. So the right wing position of Lamine Yamal is off limits. You've got to say someone else.
Okay, well, the most dangerous persons right now, obviously Rafinha comes in there, right? Now, listen, Barcelona is just star-studded. It's between three people right now, I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking between Pedri, I'm thinking Dani Olmo, I'm thinking Robert Lewandowski. Now, Lewandowski, we understand what he's capable of. He's very dangerous. We can't take it away, right? So he is the obvious dangerous one. Now, so if I want to talk about the unobvious one, right, I'll probably come in to say Dani Olmo. He scores really brilliant goals, and somebody you have to be very scared of. So the two I'll probably go for is Rafinha and Dani Olmo. They are very crazy. Now, if I was going to add a third one, then Pedri comes into it.
Well, Dani Olmo did get on the score sheet last time out where Barcelona beat Brest 3-0. And, well, for Dortmund, who did you pick?
For Dortmund, first of all, I'm going to go with...
Go with Guirassy, Jamie Gittins?
Yeah, I will go with Guirassy, definitely. 100%. That one, you can't even take it out. But let me see.
Guirassy scoring against Dynamo Zagreb in Dortmund's 3-0 win on match day 5. Do you think he can get on the score sheet tonight?
There's a possibility, but there's somebody else I'm looking at. Is he Sabitzer, right? He's somebody who's underrated. We don't speak so much about that guy, right? He's somebody who could actually launch in something without you expecting, you know. So I think I'll probably go with Sabitzer and Guirassy, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And your score prediction?
3-1.
To Barcelona?
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely.
And the goal scorers are?
Goal scorer, definitely. Am I allowed to say the other right one?
Yeah. For this one, I'll let you.
I'll definitely give him a goal.
Okay.
Right, because first of all, I think this game is going to be easy for them, and he's going to try stuff from his right wing. You know, when he will cut the ball into that left foot and boom, he strikes it in. I think he's definitely getting one. Rafinha obviously is on a roll. He's definitely getting one as well. Actually, you know what? I'm giving 2 goals to Rafinha. Oh no! Wait. Okay, I'll give Rafinha one. I'll give Lewandowski because Lewandowski will score.
He always.
He would always score, and Lamine Yamal is definitely going to feed him something, right? So, I'll take Lamine Yamal because Lamine Yamal's calling is not scoring goals. He's the one who makes the goals. Yeah. So I will give Rafinha 1. I'm giving Lewandowski 2.
Okay. Well, Lewandowski did just pass 100 goals, one of only 3 people to do so. And the other 2 obviously being Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Now, we've got some predictions in our YouTube comments. Saki saying Dortmund to win 2-0, Gittins to score. And by the way, the choice of starting Duranville is surprising. Any other predictions, do send them in. Street Fighter saying 3-1 to Barcelona. And we've got a winner, I think. I believe Markinde has won your lunch challenge. Lookman, Ferrero, 10 minutes, 1 second.
And Young Tog actually said
10 minutes, 41 seconds.
All right, I'll check which one
We
is
need
right.
to verify that.
Yes, I'll verify that one eventually.
So,
well, somebody has to be lying anyway. So
someone's right. Someone may be getting.
And both of them could be wrong too.
Yes, both of them could be wrong, and one of them could be getting lunch. This weekend.
Yep.
Now, Barcelona Dortmund aside, moving on to one of the other big games tonight: Juventus versus Manchester City. Both sides 8 points from 5 games. City on a bit of a slump. I think there's no other way of saying it. 1 win in 9. Conceding 7 goals in their last 2 Champions League games. It's Inter. How do you see this one going, Clinton? Do you think Manchester City can stop the rut, or will Juve get the win?
You see, it's a very critical one, right? And personally, I feel like Manchester City, they are currently on a spell. And this spell is one of them spells where it's not the positive one. Now, anyone who's thinking about Manchester City, there's some level of doubt as to what is possible and what's not possible, okay? This game is probably going to be one of the games where I'm not too sure as to what's going to happen. It's just going to be a tough game. Manchester City could be winning, but they could also still lose the game in as much as they are. Because
that's a very me answer, that is.
Sorry?
You've taken my job today.
Oh, yeah. The only thing I've not said, I've not used the word perhaps.
Perhaps.
I mean, perhaps anything could happen.
He could score. He could score.
He could score. I mean, things could happen. But, you know, I just wish Pep Guardiola does get the win because I think he's probably under serious pressure at this point in time. And life has not really been good for him. I don't want what happened 2 weeks ago to repeat itself, where he became very autistic. Was he autistic? I mean, I don't know which health
Angry?
problem. No, the one where he was obviously bringing out blood. He was being a vampire at some point, man. Well, I don't know what is there any health issue where some people start cutting themselves? I know
I'm not an
relationship
expert.
issues. No, but come on, man, you're a British man. This is what British girls do. They always cut themselves when they break their heart.
I think he's just very stressed.
Right,
And,
okay.
I think we've seen it. He lost it. Perhaps the wrong way of saying it, but got a little bit ratty with a reporter at the weekend where he said he was asked about Rico Lewis's red card, his second yellow, and just said it's Rico Lewis. And then the reporter returned again and asked about whether he thought that was the reason why Rico Lewis got sent off, but he just said it's a yellow card. It's Rico Lewis. He has these weird mannerisms, and well, this stress I think can be quite difficult on managers. We see the amount of football they're playing these days, and in a recent interview, Pep Guardiola was asked about whether he would manage another side. Well, let's have a look. Here's what he had to say about that question.
There comes a moment where you have to tell yourself that's enough. After this, I'm going to take a break for sure. I'm going to stop. I'm not going to take charge of another team yet. Who knows in the long term, but I'm not leaving this club for another one. I don't have the energy to even think about starting the whole process over again. No.
And what about a national team?
Yes, maybe, but that's different. It's not a daily job. I need to take a step back, look at what we've done and how we can improve. And we don't have time for that right now. It'll do me some good to take a break, but not yet. I'm still at City.
Credit to Lucas. That voice there was it.
Lovely.
No, come on, man. You hear him. You know Lucas, his voice. If he goes to steal something, he just...
What about Ben? Producer
obviously,
Ben.
Come on, I've heard that voice a billion times in my life. I'm tired of it, man. I just need to put some auto-tune in his voice so I can hear something different.
What do you make of that? I mean, a lot of people were saying he's going to go to England, he's going to be the next England manager, but then Tuchel came along and was appointed after Gareth Southgate. He's done so well at City. He's been there. This is the longest time he's been at one particular club. What do you make of what he said there about not wanting to do it again in the near future?
No, I mean, at the end of the day, you can't blame him. I feel like for somebody who's been in that football scene for such a long time, knowing that he's achieved so much, let's just forget about Manchester City for now. The fact that you were part of the greatest football on earth is something to go sleep and be like, yeah, I think I've done my bit, Knowing that I started with Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Manchester City. Which other clubs have you done?
So he started off, obviously, Barcelona was his first big club, Bayern Munich, and then
Manchester City. So those are and these are three really great
three of the biggest clubs in football.
Well, absolutely, exactly. So for me, I think if he's saying that this is it, you can't blame him. I think we should give him a round of applause to say, yo, you've done your bit. Do you know what it means to carry a club like Manchester City and take them to where they are today, where they are regarded as literally, they are one of the biggest clubs in the world right now. Yeah, when it comes to history, you might not put them there, but, for now, like presently, they are there. They've had, Pep Guardiola has how many Premier Leagues? He has, the question is, what does he not have? Literally, what does he not have? So if he's saying, yo, listen, and people tend not to understand the mental, capability that you need to have to be able to do what Pep has done. It's not easy, man. Like I said, I understand the stress of him cutting himself. These things, they can be very frustrating. You've seen yourself win, like literally to the point where people see you, they don't need to know what team you're facing, they just know you're going to win, right? And all of a sudden, everything starts going down. These things, somehow they're going to affect you mentally. And if he's saying, yo, listen, I don't want to have to do this again, then it's quite understandable because he's done his bit. He's done what he has to do. He's taken the clubs to unthinkable heights. And for me, I think he probably should have done this ages ago. But if he's saying he's going to do it now, oh, man, we need to give him a proper round of applause, man. He's done well.
Well, he's been the best manager in the world.
Absolutely.
For a while. He's up there.
The fact that we're here comparing him to Ferguson the other day, I think that's even a very huge credit to Pep.
Yeah, no, I mean, Pep is, I think he deserves to be mentioned among those top managers. You talk about Carlo Ancelotti.
Absolutely.
Talk about, you go back to the days of Bobby Robson at Barcelona, Jurgen Klopp's in there. Yeah, there are some really good managers. Yeah. And, I think he's, like you said, put Man City on the map for a club that...
we're talking about top 3 managers in the world.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Pep. His name is there.
For a club that not too recently was struggling to stay in the Premier League.
Well, exactly.
And were playing in the Championship or
Yes.
Division 2, Division 3.
Yeah.
You know, it's a credit to him. And, you know, we would like him to stay. I think, you know, Pep at Guardiola at City, it's entertaining. You know, it's good to have them in the Premier League doing well. But
Come on, Alex.
I also think, just to caveat that,
Yeah.
I do like the fact that it's not them dominating this year. I like to see other teams, you know, yes, winning 4 titles in a row is
Why are you
unprecedented.
not saying the same for Real Madrid?
Well,
What? What?
a little bit of a bias. A little bit of a bias.
A little bit of bias.
A little bit of a bias. No, but I'm saying as a Premier League fan, as a football fan, I like the fact that it's, you know, Liverpool are up there, Arsenal are up there.
Yep.
You know, Man City have been there, but they are struggling a little bit now. Chelsea are in that conversation somehow. But yeah, I think it's healthy for football to have competition.
For me, right, let me tell you the kind of competition I love to see. You remember when Leicester won the Premier League? Yeah, that's it, because Leicester came from nowhere and they won it. This same Leicester, they've gone to relegation, they've come back. At some point, it was QPR, you know, doing some crazy stuff in the Premier League. Today, I don't even know if they're still in the Championship.
Yeah,
or
they're in the Championship.
Or they're in the Championship. But so for me, those are the kind of things I want to see in football, right? I want to see a team like Getafe winning the La Liga, right? Which is obviously very impossible.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever going to
No, yeah. I mean,
sorry to break it to
I
you.
mean, sorry. I mean, I was giving. Oh, I want to see Leganes. I mean, before Leganes win it, I wanted to go fix their press center. Like, stop writing stuff on paper and pasting it on the wall to say these are the press officers area. Like, fix things up if you want to win the Premier League. But I feel like yes, I understand where you're coming from. Maybe it's time for us to start seeing. But you are even speaking. Did anybody think that, okay, Jurgen Klopp goes and then some other monster coach comes in and is not even making them do more crazier stuff? What if Pep goes and then the next person that comes, they go on some kind of 100-game run? Would you not wish that them, okay, at this point, maybe Pep should have
I want
stayed?
Pep back. Now, I'm going to run through the lineups of the game tonight. Juventus against Manchester City. In goal for Juventus, we've got Di Gregorio, Danilo at right back, Gatti, Kalulu and Savona making up the rest of the back four. Locatelli, Thuram, Conceição, Koopmeiners and Yildiz in that midfield with Vlahovic up front. And for Man City, we've got Ederson in goal, Rico Lewis at left back, Josko Gvardiol and Ruben Diaz in the centre-back positions. Captain Kyle Walker at right back. Bernardo Silva, Ilkay Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, Jack Grealish and Jeremy Doku in the midfield with Erling Braut Haaland leading the line. Looking at those...
Who did you just mention in midfield, sorry?
Doku, De Bruyne, Grealish.
No, I don't think
Gundogan.
Doku is in midfield. I think he's in the right wing. I
Well,
don't know.
in that
Yeah,
midfield.
but yeah, I know for me, I always
Grouping
like
them all together.
All right,
yeah.
okay, makes
Doku's on the left wing,
Yeah.
Grealish on the right, De Bruyne in that 10 role, Gundogan and Bernardo Silva in those centre.
I don't think that's you're not reading the correct lineup though. I'm looking at the confirmed lineup. Yeah. What I see is Jack Grealish is playing from the left, and then you have Jeremy Doku playing from the right.
I think they're interchangeable. I think you, to be honest,
I think if Jack Grealish and Jeremy Doku are starting, there's nothing they are changing there. Jack Grealish is on that left wing, and I tell you something for free. I'm not a very huge fan of Jack Grealish playing from that left. I would have Jeremy Doku playing from that day, anytime, any day. Jack Grealish coming in from the bench, and probably have someone else playing that right wing. Maybe get who could I get on that right wing? Probably Bernardo Silva, whom is more of I don't know, but I don't think this. I've noticed with Manchester City, yeah. Anytime they have someone else on that left wing, they struggle. Jeremy Doku is almost like Ademola Lookman as well. He's never scared of taking on players from that left wing. He feels very comfortable. It's almost like what's happening with Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr., right? When there's this high comfortability that happens to them on that left wing, that all they're thinking about is how they want to take on these players crazily, right? And that's what I love to see with Manchester City. That's the only time when I feel like they're very dangerous. When you have Jack Grealish, listen, what people need to understand about Jack Grealish is the fact that Jack Grealish is not really the Manchester City level player. He was in
Aston Villa.
Yeah, Aston Villa. I felt like he was perfect there. Jack Grealish was a more better player than since he came to Manchester City. Jack Grealish is that guy who he gets the ball and he's thinking about who I'm going to pass the ball to. He's not thinking about how I'm going to pass this defender. No, he doesn't have that guts. As a matter of fact, if Jack Grealish is your other brother, and as a girl, somebody's beating you, they're going to beat the hell out of you because Jack Grealish will not do rubbish. He will not do nothing.
Yeah, she will literally just watch them and say, I'm going to go call daddy, because that's what he does on the pitch. He's going to pass the ball to someone else. So I don't feel very confident with Jack Grealish playing from that left if they actually want to win this Juve. Now, Juve, when it comes to Champions League football, they are not really a joke. Remember when we're starting this whole, the first game, we were talking about the fact that Juve, they are not really very good in Serie A at this point. But listen, I did make a statement that said, the Champions League is different, and the way they played the game, they played it like the prime Juve, like where Ronaldo was still there. And I believe that them knowing they are facing a team like Manchester City, they are going to come out in full force. And it might be one of those days where Pep Guardiola will start cutting himself again. Maybe not his head this time. He might probably now say, let my head rest. Let me start pinching my eyelashes or something and just start getting stuff out. Like, I'm warning them in advance. They just need to be very careful with this particular lineup that I'm seeing now.
Now, can I get a score prediction?
This one, I told you that this game is one of those, I don't know what's going to happen, because first of all, I'm looking at the lineup, I'm not very convinced. If the lineup was what I would expect from Manchester City normally, I would have said, I'll give them an easy, say, 3-2. But with this one, I'm probably going to go more on a draw. And this draw, there's going to be a lot of goals, probably like a 3-3 draw.
3-3?
Yeah.
Now, you're saying that also with Juventus and their defensive prowess. They've got 10 goals conceded in Serie A.
Yeah.
They're 10 clean sheets in 15 games. Do you think Man City has what it takes, despite their bad form, to break down that defence?
I feel like they don't. Manchester City don't have it. Like, if Manchester City win this game today with what I see, I feel it's going to be a miracle. Fact is, they don't have their miracle worker. The only person they have in that team who's going to make things happen. Listen, they are just lucky, Jeremy Doku is starting this game. Normally, I understand that Pep Guardiola, he can probably go sniff whatever he sniffs, and then he will put Jeremy Doku from the bench. And then he brings him in to come do some kind of magic when things are going haywire, right? Jeremy Doku, if there's anybody who can serve him as much as Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland, if there's anybody that can serve Haaland as much as any other player apart from Kevin De Bruyne on that pitch, it has to be Jeremy Doku. But Jeremy Doku has to be very comfortable in that left position to be able to do that. Bringing in from that right, I've never really seen Jeremy Doku being extremely effective on that one. I'm looking at the midfield here. Obviously, we have Kevin De Bruyne. Gundogan, since he's been to Barcelona and back, I think that there's something missing in him. Like, he's not really the Gundogan that we used to know from before he went to Barcelona. He's not really that guy. Bernardo Silva, on the other hand, who's like Pep's toy boy, I know he was always... Let me tell you something about Silva that people don't tend to understand. Silva plays for Pep. He does not play for himself. He wants to make sure that Pep is I want to make my father proud. Does that make sense? He's not really playing because I want to create something for myself. And that's the reason why when you hear Manchester City players, they say, when you guys need something, who do you take your problem? Who do you send to go speak to Pep? They tell you they send Bernardo Silva. Why? Because he is the one who tries to impress. Now, is he a very good player? Fact. He's a fantastic player, right? But with where Manchester are currently, I think there's some level of confidence that have dropped among all the players. And this kind of a game, normally we would have said Manchester City will be taking this win. But I'm sure even the players, they even have some kind of fear going into this game. I'm sure Pep will be speaking to them right now to say, listen, this game is we cannot draw this game. We have to win this game. Because what has been happening to us all this while cannot continue happening. But let's hope for the best for them, though.
Well, Man City, Juventus at the Allianz Stadium. There are some other games tonight. Benfica against Bologna. Benfica have 3 wins from 5. Bologna need a win or potentially face being knocked out tonight. AC Milan face Red Star Belgrade. AC Milan, similar to Benfica, 3 wins from their first 5 games. Red Star only the 1. Feyenoord against Sparta Praha. Feyenoord sitting just outside the top 24 with 7 points, and Sparta with 4 points from their first 5 games. And finally, Stuttgart against Young Boys. Young Boys, if they lose tonight, they are out. And Stuttgart, well, they need to win to stay in contention with only 4 points from their first 5 games. Clinton, to wrap things up, I want to talk about...
I love, just before you go on to what I just love what one of the comments I'm seeing from... hang on, what's this person? This from Suarez Hugo. The person said Jack Grealish needs to play the number 10 role. Do you agree with that one? Personally, I agree with it.
Yeah, I mean, I do think Jack Grealish is a very good player. I think when you look at the roles he has played both at Villa and at Man City.
Who's not a good player in England from you?
Not a good player? Yeah. Oof. Disassi, Badiashile.
No, listen, if I don't know you, I would have said you are racist. But nah, listen.
I'm a Chelsea fan. You know, they can.
Oh, okay, fair enough then. Okay,
I
okay,
see them week
okay.
in, week out. I can pick out the game. I think if you ask most people who are the worst players in Chelsea's defence, they would say Disasi and Badiashile, apart from our producer Ben, who loves them.
Right. Fair enough.
So I want to talk about this last game, Arsenal against Monaco. Big game. Monaco starting really well.
Yeah, they beat Barcelona. They were the first to beat Barcelona in this
Beating
Champions League run.
Barcelona
Yes.
in that first game.
Yep.
Arsenal, it's been a mixed season. You know, they started all right in the Premier League. They had that dip in form. Now they're back up to winning ways. They are 12th in the standings, level on points with Monaco, who sit just below them in 13th. How do you see this one going?
Well, Arsenal, they are obviously quality right now, and it's not just the Premier League; it's included in Champions League as well. You know, there is nothing that they don't have in the Arsenal team. If they're not winning in Monaco, then I think that there is definitely a lot of work that needs to be done with Arsenal. Where do I see this game going? Fact is, it's very easy. I know Arsenal is definitely winning this one. No caps at all. Unless Monaco, they are going to introduce Griezmann after this game to come play for them somehow, since he's French.
He's travelling all the way over to London.
It's possible.
He's on a flight.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure. Why do you think they subbed him off?
He was doing that interview quickly on the pitch.
Yeah, exactly.
He's on a plane to London now.
But it's an obvious one, man. Like Arsenal, especially what's been happening in the Premier League recently to them, you know, having a couple of draws and them understanding their mistakes, knowing what's gone wrong. You know, we've seen their run in the Champions League as well. It's not really been too bad. I don't know, have they lost any? Have they lost games in the Champions League so far?
They currently sit 12th. They have won 3, drawn 1, and lost 1. They lost to Inter Milan.
Right. Okay. So I think that's pretty much a not too bad result compared to
10 points from 5 games.
Well,
They're 2 points off the top 8. A win tonight could see them move up to 8th or 7th, providing results go their way. I'm going to read you through the lineups before we finish with everything tonight. In goal for Arsenal, we obviously have the ever-present David Raya, Thomas Partey at right back, William Saliba and Kiwior in those centre-back positions. Lewis Skelly starting at left back, the Arsenal youngster there. In the midfield, we have Martin Odegaard, Declan Rice and Mikel Merino. And then on the right, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Jesus up front. And on the left, we have Gabriel Martinelli. For Monaco, we have Majeki in goal, Henrique at left back, Salisu and Kera at the centre-back positions, Vanderson at right back. In the midfield, we have Kamara and Magassa, Akliouche, Golovin and Seguir on the left-hand side, making up those forward positions with Mbolo up top. Looking at that lineup, Clinton, Lewis Skelly at left back, Gabriel Jesus up front. Some interesting selections.
Well, to be honest, first of all, I think Arteta is not very serious. I don't understand what Gabriel Jesus is doing there. But before we come into this Arsenal game, let's just go to Sara quickly. Sara, you know, let's just get a very quick update.
Yes.
In the Metro, is it Riyadh Air?
Riyadh Air Metro. The Riyadh Air Metropolitano. Sara, how was that game? Atleti with a comfortable win?
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, when I spoke to you guys last, they had just converted the penalty, Slovan Bratislava, and then Griezmann had just scored. But definitely a comfortable win. They needed it after that loss to Benfica and not PSG. Lille, they're on a winning streak now of 3 in the Champions League, so it looks good for them right now. Unfortunately for Slovan Bratislava, first time in their entire team that they've made it to the Champions League, and they weren't able to get anywhere with that. But I think it's incredible that we're still seeing teams enter for the first time in this competition, and it's a learning lesson. Maybe something will change over the next couple of years for them.
Now, looking at this performance tonight from Atleti, we talked about the likes of Griezmann there, and Julian Alvarez getting on the score sheet. Who stood out for you today that perhaps wasn't on the score sheet? Who was the one that went unnoticed tonight?
Honestly, Lino was incredible in the first half. He was super aggressive, super hard-working on that left flank for them, providing a lot into the center there, into the box, giving them chances, giving Griezmann opportunities. He was working really hard. I know they took him off. They're probably trying to preserve his energy with upcoming matches, but I thought he had an excellent game for the time that he played.
Clinton, you...
Conor Gallagher obviously came in, but I know you're trying to look at what player is coming your way in a minute. Do you have any idea who you're going to be speaking to, Sarah? Tell me, Griezmann.
Looks like search for Slovan. Slovan Bratislava. Their striker.
Oh, right, okay.
That's what I'm seeing right now.
Please don't ask him any crazy question regarding the game because, you know, if I was a striker, trust me, I think I would probably start speaking about my family right now because it's not one of those games that would, you know, there's at this point, I don't, but you know the funny thing, I don't even understand how they would get losers to come speak to journalists, you know, because there are some losses I will get. I will slap a journalist right there.
It's part of their media obligations after a game. They have to send someone. Now, Sara, before I let you go, a good win for Atleti tonight. They move up towards that top 8. They're not quite in the top 8 yet. As a Barcelona fan, facing Atletico Madrid in the knockout stages, how does that feel?
Something we know, something they know. It's comfortable, but also very, very cagey and difficult. You know, when you play a team from your own country, there's a lot of familiarity, but there's also just that much added pressure because only one of you are advancing and potentially representing your nation in, let's say, could be, you know, the quarterfinals or the semifinals. So it would be interesting.
Well, that's just about all we have time for tonight, Sara. I will let you go and hopefully we'll see you for the second half of Borussia Dortmund versus Barcelona, and hopefully Borussia Dortmund haven't scored too many by then. But thank you for joining us. Clinton, before we wrap things up, I want to get an Arsenal score prediction. Arsenal-Monaco, who's going to win?
I'll give it 2-1 to Arsenal.
2-1 to Arsenal? Okay.
Yep. And what's your prediction, mate?
3-0 Arsenal.
Damn, man.
2 goals from Saka and a goal from Martinelli.
2 goals for Saka. Do you think Saka will score 2, though?
Yeah, I believe in him.
Okay.
Bukayo Saka, the wonder boy, the star.
The one who I wish played for Nigeria, but still, let him get out, man.
You wish.
Well,
he plays for England and he always will play for England. He's going to win England a World Cup in 2026.
Look at this British boy trying to claim a Nigerian. Hey, God have mercy on
He was
me.
born in England.
Whatever,
now,
mate.
That's about all we have time for. Now, thank you very much for joining us. Do stick around on Sporty TV if you want to watch the Championship, or if you want to join us in the Sporty Corner. We're going to be watching Borussia Dortmund against Barcelona as a watch-along, so join us for that. See all of Clinton's reactions. Maybe he'll do some keepy-uppies. But thank you for joining me, Clinton. Thank you for watching. And, well...
And we shall see you next on that sofa, fams.
We'll see you in, well, just the other side.
Ewe. Titi. Boo! Let's go.